wrong, which is not bad for week one. Honestly, that's pretty good for me. Week one is normally a 50-50 split. It's week two. Week two, I was right about Bills. I was wrong about Cowboys. Wrong about the Lions. Wrong about the Niners. Right about the Chargers. Wrong about the Colts. Right about the Jets. Right about the Seahawks. Wrong about the Jags. Right about the Commanders. Wrong about the Ravens. Right about the Cardinals. Right about the Chiefs. Right about the Steelers. Texans. Wrong about the Eagles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 wrong versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right. So that was my true 50-50 week. Alright, that makes sense. That makes sense. Alright, let's go week 3. What happened week 3? I was right about the Jets. I was wrong about the Titans. About the Green Titans. What's up? Okay. I was wrong about Titans. I thought the Titans were going to have a bit of a revenge game, but a get-right game, because Willis made them have to defend the pass so much. They still lost. Texans, I was wrong about. Colts, I was right about. Cleveland, I was wrong about. Chargers, I was wrong about. Buccaneers, I was wrong about. Saints, Raiders, both wrong about. Seattle was right. 49ers, Cardinals, I was wrong about. Ravens, right about. Jags, Falcons, right, wrong about. And Commanders, right. So it's gonna be 4. It's gonna be 4. Yeah, that's the recaps of how I've done. I've done 50-50 in the past 2 weeks. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right last week, and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 wrong. I got 11 wrong this week. Maybe you should just click off this video, because I'm clearly not who you should be listening to. I'm picking the Giants. It's what we did before. I'm gonna do it. I'm bad at it. I mean, the vibes are there. Dallas hasn't really seemed to do it. Let's talk about Dallas. Let's just talk about Dallas. Let's talk about Dallas. I have a bit of a victory lap so far. I know it's only 3, but I'm already doing my victory lap. I'm only going to get it in while I can. Because I feel like something are going to change. But my point about Philly, my point about Dallas was that they were going to have a bad defense and not be able to stop hitting people. And because of that, it's going to force the Cowboys to play from behind. Unless they get out in front, and they have not done that at all this year. So they've been forced to play catch up. I think if you're going to catch up, I think you got to go with the mustard guy. So the Giants, because like, let's think about the Giants. They are not a good team, but they have talent at a couple positions. Like the D-line is very good. Their secondary is not awful, but not all there. And then you got the offense, which is the offensive line's not abysmal. Not abysmal, not great, but it's not abysmal. And then you got okay running back, not a good running back, but a working running back. It's better than what the Dallas running back situation has. Dallas is a better offensive line, though. I thought, they should be better. The Giants' offense was successful. Been an opportunity to be more successful with the D-line. And I think the D-line can work against the Cowboys. The only worry, in my opinion, as a believer in this Giants team, and against this team, is that their strength is D-line. It's possible the Cowboys are able to neutralize it. Since they realize no one's able to neutralize that. said they had not done that at all this year. They got bailed out last week in the meeting with the refs. No one's talking anything about the Ravens and getting fucked every single week this year. I'm not a Ravens fan. I like the Ravens, but I'm not a Ravens fan. They didn't get screwed this year. But I'm gonna pick the Giants. The vibes are going with the Giants, and I gotta listen to the vibes lately. Everything they've been I got an echo. It's not too late. Microphone. Okay, I think it's it. Okay, how's the echo now? I think I fixed the echo. So, not certain, but I think so. Let me know if I did not. Also, hello, Mr. Meowdy Partner, my friend. My Meowdy friend. I'm doing pretty well. I'm a little beat from my day, but I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna make this work and get through this. I gotta go to sleep. I was thinking about doing some little map building, D&D wise, on here. But I decided I'm too tired to do it tonight, so I'll do it another time. But yeah. Let me know if y'all have, if y'all, by y'all I mean you, Mr. Manning Partner, or any of the viewers that are watching this afterwards on the Fantastic Plus channel. Let me know if you're interested in that, because I can do that, I guess. I was gonna do it now live. I mean, if y'all have interested in it, let me know. As well. Cool. Back to football. Back to football. Thank you for being here, by the way, Mr. Yanni. Giants. Speaking Giants based on vibes. You know damn well. You know damn well right here, bro. This game. You know damn well. I'm never gonna pick this team right here. I'm not doing it. It's just that I'm not gonna do that action ever. So I'm picking this team, even if I didn't think they were gonna win. I'm picking this team, but I think they're gonna win. They should beat the Chiefs. It's gonna be week one, bad offense. You could be like Russ, also going against the best defense in the league so far this year outside the Vikings. So that's not a great start. And then you get week two. Rough game. There were some bursts. There were some good bits. There was our defense had some bits, but also I just thought a lot of Jalen Hurts being bad. We got bailed out by them not having AJ Brown. So I'd like to point out how loud of a Jalen Hurts hater I am, and how far it seems like he's being that guy I say he is. But I do think that the Saints should kind of beat them. The Saints did what they were supposed to do. Derek Carr turned into Derek Carr that game, though, and really decided to just top it off the Derek Carr way with the pick to the safety in the game. And you go to Falcons week two. Falcons week two is against the Eagles, like I said. Sorry, Falcons week three is against the Chiefs. Falcons week three, played a solid bit of football, and then we lost our right tackle and our center. Our center was a bit more of a loss than the right tackle, because the right tackle play was pretty close to the same, but there was without question a loss of strength to the center of the offensive line, because they were getting pushed back at the point of attack after that, which kind of spelled doom for things that came later, which included the passing attack. Kyle Pitts had passing experience against them, no question about it. He went first and goal to one. No other way. We definitely get into the end. Definitely get into. Can't say for certain Patrick Mahomes is to go down the field and score. A lot of people say there's no way he won it. I personally think that there's a very solid chance he won it, because I think they would. Not mistaken, they would have gone for 5, 6. Like, I think 3-point games. That means they have to get into field goal territory or more, which means you can get a little bit more aggressiveness in there, which means you might be getting poached by one of the two safeties. But let's just say they get in field goal range. Then it becomes a new ball game in the overtime. We've held them so far in the game. Like, the defense was really good. The defense was really good at stopping him, even if some of the issues were more of like kinks that need to be worked out with the offense. The Falcons should have won the game. The refs were not asked what would have happened. Also, it's not even the end of the game. There was a lot of questionable bits the whole game. The whole game was bad. It was bad. It was frustrating to the point where I was like, I know that this game is gonna get decided on some bullshit that isn't called. And because of that, I wasn't livid at the end. I was just like, well, that sucks, but hey, we should have beat the team that won the Super Bowl last year. I think that is a moral victory. Like, moral victories aren't real in football, but like, if you want a team to improve, you have to swing and be able to hang with the big dogs. If you can hang the big dogs and make the big dogs and gasp for air on their way back home, you did okay. You did okay. I do think, though, Kirk has to be faster with making decisions, though. Kirk should not have audible to that play. If it was going to be an audible by Kirkson, it should have been a run up the gut on the right side. Actually, fuck it, I like the left side run with maybe a pulling punch from, or maybe a pulling Norton. Somebody that can pull that, and somebody that holds that line solidly. Because I know, I'm sure the best puller, but he's also going to be fine at holding that line. I don't like the play call. I think the play call was okay in terms of how it actually worked out. Like, if Lynch or Algier blocks Bolton, I think that's at the very least a first down, a chance for a touchdown. Do I think Tyler Algier should ever be asked to block Bolton on a run play? Not really. Do I think Tyler Algier should be asked to block the best linebacker on their team in a run play for the game? Fuck no. Why do we not have a fullback for that job? Get another tight end that's good enough for that job. We had one last year. Go pick that man up. I'm rambling about the Falcons. Here I am. What else is new? We're a good team. Our part of the schedule should be about done. We're about to get this part, and then we're going through a little bit of a division gauntlet, mini division gauntlet. I think there's a chance. That we just like push real good. Kirk needs to get going. Defense needs to generate more pass rush outside of twists and stunts, because it works, but we need consistent pass rush. That's enough Falcons rambling. We get the Falcons. Let's check out Miami. Let me work on the mic real quick thing. Okay, I'm gonna fiddle with the volume. I think that's good. Yeah, because I have a little bit of my computer is not a full-on computer, it's a laptop. It works, but it does have its limitations. And by that, I do mean in the sense that, like, it makes a lot of noise with the fan. And it's doing that now. But you can't hear that because I have the volume setting to, like, the volume gain, I think, setting low enough to where it can catch that. Also, what was it that I said about D&D? It was that I am getting back into playing again, or running again, I should say, running a campaign. And since I am doing so, I need to build more things, which means I need to build more maps, which means I need to build more like cities, I need to build more of this, that, blah, 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 blah. But maps is probably the thing that I'd be streaming, me making, if not, blah, blah, blah. D&D stuff, talking about D&D in general, probably be doing something like that. Let me know if there's interest. That's what I was saying earlier. Thank you for asking. Blue Wall, the next game on the incredible. You saw my yawn just now. Well, my cat corner. I guess a yawn as well. So we're all sleepy boys around here. Um, Rams and the Bears. This one's interesting because the Rams are missing a lot of offensive linemen, and they look questionable for sure. But they just came back and beat the Niners. But the Niners haven't looked good this season so far. But the Bears haven't either. But the defense has. Their offense is ass. Sounds like we got another really good game. But it's going to be a really low scoring game because neither offense is going to work probably. Because of that, that means the score is going to be low. It means that it's going to be decided on turnovers. And yeah. Decided off turnovers, and if it's decided off turnovers, it's tough because Matt Stafford and Caleb Williams are turnover guys. I mean, Caleb Williams hasn't done a lot yet. Rams. I can never. So here's where the real battle is to me between this game and it boils down to Matthew Stafford. Literally just Matthew Stafford. He's been that good lately, and that only dependable player on his offense outside of Kyrie Williams, but versus the Bears defense. Because the Bears offense shouldn't have put up more than what are they averaging? Like 14 points a game maybe at most. They probably aren't going to put up 14. Nah, let's say they put up 17 points. Let's say they put up 17 points. Do you think Matt Stafford isn't still getting 3 touchdowns? I mean, if last week didn't happen, I'd be picking Chicago all the way. But the Rams, they kind of summed the Niners last week, so am I gonna? I think I can change it, right? Has that happened yet? Excuse me. But yeah, I want to pick the Bears. I do. I do. I do. I can though. Like I really want to pick the Bears defense over Matt Stafford. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pick the Bears. I'm thinking the vibes are saying Chicago, and I'm trying to trust the vibes. Um, Vikings, Packers. Now, Green Bay should be getting Jordan Love back. Um, Minnesota's playing out of their mind. Um, Now, it's tough because I'm a Jordan Love hater. I'm a Jordan Love hater. I think he's fine. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's real solid quarterback. I don't think he's worthy of the praise he's getting. I don't think he's worthy of comparing to Rodgers or Favre at all. At all. Um, Now, who do I think is worthy of comparing to an all-time great? Fuck it. I think Lambeau is worth. That's right. I think LaFleur is worth getting great Lambeau. Sure, Super Bowl wins are in there, but I think LaFleur is so good. I think he's such a play caller. I think he's closer to Lambeau than Love is to Rodgers. Um, I think the re sorry getting back Jordan Love in the lineup, I think is going to be successful for them. Obviously, wow, what a hot take that is. I don't think it's going to be as successful as people think. There's a hot take, I guess. Um, sure, you can be like Brian Flores' defense is phenomenal, confusing everybody. That's absolutely true. But Matt LaFleur's offensive scheme works against everybody. Tennessee's got a good defense, and Malik Willis is really good. So if you take the Malik Willis experience and expected against Minnesota, it's still kind of a functioning offense almost. And a better conductor, which Jordan Love is, and then that's a functioning offense, right? It's a functioning offense against the best defense in the league. Is that true? Is that true? Well, it doesn't come down to Jordan Love's play. I think it comes down more so to Florida play calling. Which Love can be bad, but I mean, if Love is fine, then it more so depends on Florida's schedule, like getting people open enough against that great defense. At the same time, that defense is aimed at confusing quarterbacks, so if Jordan Love cannot keep up with Brian Flores, then it kind of negates Matt Florida, which is why I'm picking Minnesota. I know that was a very long-winded way of saying that. Um, yes, getting back to Mr. Eddie Burgup's response, thank you for being here. Yes, I am a DM. I have been a DM a few times. What is it? It's called three. I think this is technically still my third. This is another group of my friends that I have introduced to D&D, and like it, and they're like, okay, and I'm like, well, the only way it's gonna happen is if I'm the one that runs it, and I have the line for it now. Like I know how to do it. I know what to keep track of. Um, Late enough, and I like creating stuff. I really like creating things, and having people play around with my things. Oh, I love that. No euphemisms there though. So back into it. This group is new to it. I got them like 2/3 the way through a like intro tutorial city that I'm really really proud of. Um, and did not finish it. But I was like, it'll probably come back around to it. I had a really busy summer, and then I my schedule opened back more up during football season, and I was over there with my buddies, and they were like, "We gonna get that started back up again?" And I was like, we figured out a schedule for it, and we figured out a schedule for it. So now I gotta get back in my groove, and I figured out the best way to do that. Well, not best way to do that, but I figured I should also make some more maps because way I can show them what to do and whatnot, and also not only that, but I can let them explore areas outside of this. By the way, it can be like open world, choose what to do. But yes, it's me explaining my DM-ness. I hope anybody who's listening here for football is fine with me explaining my DM-ness because it's my channel. Continuing Baldur's Gate. Yes, very much so. I am in chapter in Act 2 currently. My girlfriend has been blazing where she is in Act 3 at some point in there. I have made sure to specifically avoid being out there or being around when she's playing that, so that way I don't get spoiled. Um, so I've maintained most spoiler freeness. I mostly avoid spoilers. That's what I just said. Should have just said. I've mostly avoided spoilers. The few things that I know about, like from looking up what they are in Act 1, seeing that they appear again in Act 3, that's like the most of it. I don't really have too many other spoilers other than like certain characters appearing like again. That's basically it. So I've maintained most cleanliness in terms of spoilers, being spoiler free. I'm excited. I'm having a lot of fun. Really enjoy the game. Baldur's is one of the reasons why one of my friends is interested in playing D&D again because he's been playing so much Baldur's. Um, Not the same thing, mind you. Thank you for your question, Mr. Meowdy. Your questions, I should say. Back to the football. Where are we at here? EP, are you EP? I picked the Vikings. Steelers and Colts. Why on earth would anybody pick the Colts? I can give you reasons. Okay, let's do it. The Colts have Anthony Richardson, which means he's gonna turn the ball over a couple times. gonna get intercepted or fumbled once, maybe twice this game. Okay, it's like 2 turnovers. Alright, let's just say those are converted into field goals because the Steelers' offense has not been great at getting touchdowns. Colts defense hasn't been very good either, though. So let's just say they allow 1 touchdown and a bunch of more field goals. Let's say 3 more field goals. That's a 16-point game. All right, 16 points for the Steelers. Obviously, it's not like what they're like guaranteed they're getting, but in my mind, let's just say they get like 16ish points. Can Anthony Richardson make 2 stupid fucking throws that are just undoable by most other humans that have existed on this planet? Wait, maybe you can hit 2. It's a chance to tie it up. You can hit 3. That's it. I mean, he's hitting at 50% of his throws this year, which is very below what the average goal of a quarterback is, which is around 70. At that point, like you're gonna be kind of you need to throw haymakers. You're with one of the big defenses. You're getting your shit kind of rocked. You need to throw some haymakers. So I think that the Colts could do it, with some things falling their way luck-wise, and being aggressive. I think if they're hyper aggressive, I think it'll actually work in their favor. Because if they're conservative, the Steelers are gonna just run through them. But I am picking the Steelers. I don't think the Colts will win. I think it'll be fun though. I don't think Anthony Richardson will be as aggressive as he will need to be in that game. Denver versus the Jets. Apparently the Jets are facing their best defense this week, and the Broncos. Would not have suspected the Broncos to have a good defense this year. Absolutely not. With the lack of talent they have. No, you're fine. You do not have to apologize for sidetracking. You are the only person here, therefore we're hanging out. People who are here afterwards are just here to watch and learn about football. I can skip around a little bit. I mean, I'm sure this is unorganized all hell, so I'm sure this is also pretty much just hanging out, right? I picked the Steelers. I'm gonna move on from that. Oh fuck! I'm my own Broncos, Jets. My bad. I want to pick the. Jets. Part of me wants to pick the Broncos. The vibes say Broncos, but not loud enough to overpower all of the logic. Because the Jets defense, real good, real good. Jets offense, okay. Right, so let's flip over. Broncos defense, pretty good, pretty good. Broncos offense, pretty bad. Jets have a pretty decent pass rush, not an excellent one, but a pretty decent pass rush. Broncos have been iffy on the O line. It's fine, not what you want exactly, not what I want exactly. He's not been bad. He's not been nearly as bad as I thought he would be either. And he can win a game against this Jets defense by doing some bullshit. But I think Rodgers is more likely to be good enough and keep the offense on the field enough that Sean Payton doesn't get to do something that'll be good. I think Sean Payton's holding this team back. I really do. I think his play calling is unnecessary, or how he does his play calling is unnecessary, I can say. So I'm gonna pick the Jets. I really want to pick the Broncos, but I'm gonna pick the Jets. Buccaneers, Eagles. I'm gonna pick the Eagles. I'm gonna pick the Bucks. Devonta Smith. I don't know if he's playing or not. It does matter, but not too much. I think the Jets. I think the Eagles are kind of one of those teams where they're gonna kind of play down to their competition or play up to their competition. I think the Bucks are kind of a middle ground in terms of competition. And the areas that I think are important in that matchup are defensive line of the Eagles versus the offensive line of the Buccaneers, and the receivers of the Buccaneers versus the cornerbacks and safeties of the Eagles. And because of those two matchups, I think the better one is the Bucks receivers versus the Eagles corners, or just secondary in general. Um, but Eagles D line is fine. They're not good. They're fine. Bucks O line is not gel yet. They have pieces, but they're not fully gel yet. But they're good. I'm picking the Bucks. I also trust Baker to be much more consistent than Jalen Hurts. Um, I'm gonna pick Carolina too, because Andy Dillon revenge game at the same time. This might be a playoff game for Andy Dillon, which means they might be bad. Week 4. How many weeks did the Bengals wait before they try it? Is it 4 or 3 weeks? Come on, man, hold on. I'm gonna pick Cincy. I'm gonna stay with Cincy. Carolina, I was tempted. I'm tempted. Let me tell you why I'm not going to. Andy Dillon's number one target. Adam Thielen. Sure, that can be changed. It's gonna have to be because Adam Thielen's out. But I think that's a big drop in terms of teams like chemistry. Um, T Higgins is back in. Case is operating okay. Yoshi Bosch is surprisingly being a real good 3. I don't like the Panthers were able to play better because they kind of got out to a hot start, and what was happening to them finally happened to the other team. It wasn't like a full on like slugfest kind of game. It was like, oh, I got an early lead, kind of ran off with it. Same way that's been happening to them. Because it's hard to dig out of the hole. I think this one will be more built to be a slug because slugfest because they both have really bad defenses outside of a couple players on each defense. Mostly a struggling unit. 2 struggling defensive units versus 2 offensive units that are kind of okay and seem to be good, but are definitely being held back by a very bad defense. And am I gonna pick Andy Dalton? I'm super tempted. If Adam Thielen was there, I'd probably say yeah. Panthers' offensive line has been better too than the Bengals. Vibe say Cincy. Cincy needs a win. Carolina is also. I just can't pick Andy Dalton, man. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Andy Dalton. I just can't pick him, man. I just can't do that. Thank you. I did remember saying that at some point or something along those lines. But no, I was wrong. I did say that. Um, East Carolina have been asked. Like okay, but if I had said that, it was definitely before Bryce Young. I got switched out because I'm not saying Bryce Young's a hater. I just don't think he's. I think we said this before in the beginning. I think he's fine if you have all the pieces around him. Um, but you don't want him. Like if someone was like, hey, I'll give you Bryce Young for this, I was like, no, I do not want that man on my roster. I think he could be something. Yeah, but I feel like it's one of those things that you're gonna have to let him out, let him iron out some kinks in time, and like, sure you can do that on the bench a little bit, but like I don't want you don't want the backup to be that kind of guy unless it's someone that you're like, oh, he's gonna take the starter role in a few years. And you don't draft a guy number 1 overall thinking take the reins from another guy in a few years. Um, doesn't have the body for an NFL quarterback. Like when it comes to like being smaller as a quarterback, Kyler is super fast and has a cannon, incredible athlete. Russell Wilson, also a very strong plus athlete with a cannon. Um, Young is a decent athlete, with really good touch. His throws have some really good touch. When he needs to throw like a ball that just drops in the bucket, oh, he's real good at that. He's real good at dropping in buckets. But he does not put zip on his throws the way I like it. He does it sometimes, not enough, and he does not break pressure the way he needs to. He breaks pressure like he's still in college. He just needs to break the first tackle and then he can get rid of it or get it off. Now, in the NFL, you need to get the throw off before you get tackled. Also, obviously, the size thing sucks. Doesn't make any of it easier. It makes everything harder. Especially when you're jumping to throw your O line. That was when I was like, yeah, just go ahead and put Andy in there. He's not ready yet. I get you can be like, oh, he's not tall enough. I do not care. You need to not do that. I do not care. You did not do that. And if you do that, you did not play football at this level. It's pretty simple. So, Bryce Young, I'm not saying he's broken. I definitely think he's fixable, but I definitely think he's a project, and I definitely think a failure of a project to be number one overall. But none of my emotions of Bryce Young have changed from the beginning of the season. Yeah. The only thing I did say was that David Canales can get something out of him, or nobody really can outside of people Lafleur. Ooh, that's an interesting spot. He doesn't have the body, but he might not need it with Lafleur. That's not worth exploring at all, but it's a thought that passed my brain. I picked the Bengals. Moving on to the next game is the Texans get right game. The Texans seem to be a little bit moody from that bad game they just played against the Vikings. C.J. Stroud seems to feel a little moody, and I can't lie to you. If someone's moody like C.J. Stroud and they're playing against the team that runs a whole lot of man defense, and they don't have the horses to keep up with it, even if they did, I'd still take C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud can drop it in a bucket against any type of coverage. He's good at reading zone, but if you give him man, he is going to pick you apart by just finding his best guy. Nico Collins is going to eat. I am so excited for him and my fantasy team. Picking the Texans, but I like both these teams a lot. These are two of my AFC teams that I hold near and dear to my heart. Jags I've always been like my AFC team because I like their colors and their mascot, and I feel bad for them. Like they need more fans. They got good colors, but can't lie to you. Once they switch to those blacks with like barely any teal and then like white blacks, I mean the jerseys, and the whites with literally no teal. I can't get behind the team. I can't However, when they rock those throwbacks soon, oh yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous. Explain why my devotion on the AFC side has switched more to the Texans lately, and it's not because they seem to be actually good. Last year, I was the only person I know that said the Texans are going to be good and or threatened for a playoff spot and or make the playoffs. I think I predicted them to make the playoffs, and they did. And obviously, I felt pride in that because I was like, I believed in them. Others did not. I believed in C.J. Stroud when others did not. I bought in before others did. I was in that line before so many others are now. I'm sure about it. It's okay. They also got a uniform redesign. That uniform redesign happens to look a lot like what the Falcons kind of look like, or in general, or what they should look like in general. So every time I'm not kidding, every time a Texans play comes on and I don't know it's the Texans or Falcons, I have to look at it for a second and figure out if it's my team or if it's the other team I like. And so because of that, they've started to just kind of converge a little bit. And it's not taking anything away from it because I'm full 100% Falcon. But it helps, like, put the Texans under their wings, so to speak, even though they're a better football team. But fandom-wise, that's a little glimpse into my sick, twisted mind. Moving on, we've got the Cardinals and the Commanders. I think the Cardinals kind of bring Aiden Daniels back down to earth a little bit, and by that I mean Kyler Murray shows him that he's still QB1 out of those two. Commanders defense is ass. Cardinals defense has been playing better. Shockingly, they've been a little frisky, much friskier than I thought they'd be. It might be like a coaching thing. Commanders defense is not. The Commanders defense has not been frisky. So I'm gonna take the Cardinals. I'm gonna be confident with that one, to be honest. Got the Patriots and the Niners. Niners have not been very good. Very good. They'll still be able to run successfully against the Patriots. Yeah, because they don't have as much talent, but I think they're going to schematically still be okay. But the 49ers are just so riddled with talent, so how did they lose this game? I'm going to pick the Niners. We got the Browns and the Raiders. I'm going to pick the Raiders. Max Crosby has not been as good as let's just process things. Max Crosby is not as good as he's very good. He's excellent. He has not been playing up to his talent level so far this season. He's been low in the sacks and low in the pressures. I think that can kind of get right with Cleveland, but they're still missing the offensive line. Like I think they are, some of them. Issue is the Raiders have no run game. The pass game is kind of reliant on Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers. If you take those two away, then they kind of shut down a little bit. Too hard to do that, especially when you don't really worry about the offensive line with how I throw it out. Don't worry about the run game. Cleveland has a good defense, so they can pretty much do that. It's kind of even worse. Deshaun Watson, I think, is bad enough that he can lose this game. And I think that's enough for me. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick the Raiders. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs in the Chargers-Chiefs game. I think the Chargers have a chance if Herbert plays. If not, then it'll just be a Chiefs kind of win by like 15, kind of, well, not like 14 kind of game. Heineke's not great. Falcons fan who had him this preseason, and last year he did nothing for me while he was here. I like his personality outside of his, political views. But yeah, not really someone you want to start against the Super Bowl champions. So I am going to pick the Chiefs. Even if Herbert plays, I think the Chiefs are still going to get some kind of bullshit. I mean, I have a theory. I don't know if it's like valid or if it's Kopic. I think that the Chiefs are like, all right, we're going undefeated this year. They've kind of decided that going into that they're going to be undefeated. And until they get into a game where they lose by a score and a half, probably 2 scores, probably like a 10-point lead, it'll probably fucking take a 10-point game to beat the Chiefs because the refs are gonna keep them in it. There's gonna be some bullshit that gives the Chiefs a chance, or 2, or 3, or 5 to win the game, as long as it's within 1 score. And it should stay within 1 score for the rest of the game. It'll take luck and really good timing, I think, for a team to beat the Chiefs. And by really good timing, I mean timing of scores and whatnot. Like I said, I think the Falcons had a chance to do it last week. We still would have only been up, I think, by like 3 though. So I think we would have been able to get down and get to field goal range. Or I think the refs more than likely, what I should have said, whether they would have been able to, I think the refs would have moved them down into field goal range with some bullshit, like maybe a pass interference stuff. Wouldn't have been called on Kyle Pitts, but it do think that there would have been some kind of bullshit. I have 3 more games left. Bills, Ravens. I'm gonna pick the Bills. I said, okay, let's see what I said when I came into the season. It was, Josh Allen's fantastic. One of the best. If not top 2, he's top 3. He's playing like number 1. He's the number 1 quarterback right now. Fuck Mahomes. He's playing like number 1. Uncontested right now. Their defense also playing very good. Getting a lot of pressures. Getting a lot of good coverage. Guys wearing fucking 40s, which is awesome. He's not, it's not bad. He's not a bench player either. He just likes to wear numbers in the 40s, which is he's 50, 41, 47, whatever it is right now. I'm sick of it. I love it. Like, he probably is doing it for mind games. Genuinely. Imagine, like, you're getting covered and you're not getting open at all as a receiver, and you look over and it's a guy wearing 47. Like, is this guy in a roster bubble cooking me? Is my time in the league done? And then eventually you're like, oh no, wait, that guy's just really good. I'm still catching up on who the Bills are, to be honest, but they have been very good. And I'm not going to look at that freight train and say, nah, not right now. I think they're going to take some other things that get some spokes, get some wheels. Yeah, I can't say words. Get something stuck in the spokes of their tires. I'm saying words wrong. Hard now. The Ravens will make it a game, but I do think Josh Allen will do things that Lamar won't. Score more. I think Josh Allen does a rushing touchdown. That'd be cool. Titans, Dolphins. I'm gonna pick the Titans to get the first dub, even if it is Tyler Huntley in there. I don't think Tyler Huntley's gonna have the familiarity with Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. I also think it's gonna take a little bit to get them back into going properly. Even if most of their way to getting involved is going to be through screens and short gains, I think he's capable of doing that, but I do think it's going to take a little bit longer before he's operating normally or functionally. Then, Tennessee's defense, good. Tennessee's defense is very good. I think that's going to help neutralize that. Tennessee's better than all 3. Tennessee's better than all 3. Will Levis might not be. Tennessee as a whole is. And I think a game against the backup to quarterback that's been kind of struggling is going to be enough. But thinking it is Monday night, so Tyler Huntley might just go oopsie daisies mode and just dunk on the Mayo man. But I'm going by base process this week, and that's Tennessee. And we got one last game, which is the real Monday night game. It's Seattle and Detroit. 3-0 Seattle versus 2-1 Detroit. Detroit has better receivers. Wait, no, I'm thinking of Seattle in general. Rewrite my brain. Let's just compare every position group, right? So let's just do that. So the Seahawks defensive lineman versus the Lions offensive lineman. I think it's actually a good matchup. I think it's a crossover. It's a fire meets water type thing, where sure it might put out the fire, but now the water's bubbling. So I think there will be pressure, and I do still think that Goff will get like pressure. He'll struggle a little bit. I think Geno Smith will also be pressured. I think he's used to being pressured more than Goff is, and I think he handles pressure better than Goff is. I think they have a better group of receivers than the Lions do as a whole. I think the Lions secondary is worse than the Seahawks secondary. I think the Lions pass rush isn't as good as a unit as the Seahawks. I think they have a better alpha pass rusher. while I'm talking about it, I want to pick Seattle. The reason why I want to is because they are 3-0 against a rookie's first start on the Broncos, who will us, the Patriots, and the injured Dolphins. Those are bad teams. 3-0 against bad teams. Okay, well, the Dolphins almost lost to Arizona last week. They should have lost to Arizona last week. Arizona is supposed to be a bad team, but not a bad team. Detroit. I'm gonna pick Seattle. Vibes say Seattle. Vibes say Seattle. Seattle, like, I don't know. Okay, let's go fully into the buying process here. Seattle's wearing their whites, which are a pretty clean uniform, and Detroit are wearing black with the blue helmets, which I personally think are awful. Yeah, they might look good in game, who knows yet, but they do not look good in the pictures, in my opinion. And obviously, that shouldn't go into me predicting the game here, but it will, and it is. And in addition to that, another thing I like to think about is when scrolling through this thing, just kind of look at what the percentage is there. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can see it. Let's put it over here. Do this. Hi, here's me. Hello. So back to here. So we've got the Seahawks and Lions. Super not focus. Can you see that bullshit? I can't. Okay, well you can't see that, but the Seattle Seahawks bit, it says 19%. 19% of people have voted for them, which means 81% of people have voted for Detroit to win the game. I picked, not voted, but I have picked. Seattle's 3-0, Detroit's 2-1. Do I think that Detroit is 31% better? Or in this case, it'd be close to 62%? 62% better than Seattle? Absolutely not. I think the Seahawks are 31% better than Seattle. So I think the Lions are 31% better than Seattle. Maybe. That's pushing it too low. And so you you push it to 62. There's no way I'm gonna be in favor of that. So I think I have to default to the Seahawks. There's enough things pushing me in that way. So I think I'm gonna have to go with the Seahawks. Jump scared you happy. I can imagine that's kind of like a little bit of what's it called? Shocking, because you're used to seeing me tiny and small, and now I'm taking up the whole screen. Hello, yes. I'm having too much fun with this now. I'm gonna retreat now. Okay, goodbye. How many points have we scored? Say 24-23. Let's go with 47. Actually, this might be a recipe. I just realized this might be a recipe for a goat game. We got Jared Goff. Jared Goff's not a goat, but Jared Goff has participated in a goat game with Patrick Mahomes. They went off together. Geno Smith has the capability to go off his receivers. I think this game hits over 50 score-wise. Let's do it. Let's do 53. Let's do 53 total. That's the prediction. Here. This is the predictions. This is it. This is the predictions for this week. A lot of home teams getting wins on the NFC side. A lot of away teams getting wins on the AFC side. I would say NFC the first time. I don't know if I did. I'm struggling with words right now. I am an EP man. It is 3:30. I hope you have enjoyed this. Mr. Meowdy Partner. Everyone else who will be participating will be viewing this post recording. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. listening to me ramble. It's been an hour of your time. I appreciate you giving it to me. I hope this has been something that's good. Well, I appreciate you being here anyway, Mr. Manning. I know you didn't understand all of it, but that's half the battle, I guess. Um, Thank you all for being here. Like I said, got other plans with it. On the channel, maybe upload some D&D stuff. If y'all seem interested, let me know. Like I said, let me know. And I do have a thing that I've been working on. I need to work more on it, but I need to post that so I can kind of fully announce that side channel, which is Phantasm Plus. At least that's what it's called currently. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna actually go to bed. This is me doing that. Good night. Sweet dreams.